The Fall Line is a true crime podcast covering the coldest cases in the southeastern United States and occasionally beyond. We focus on the missing persons, the unsolved murders, and the unidentified does that don't get media attention. Empathetic and intensively researched, The Fall Line will take you on deep dives into unsolved cases that you've never heard of and make you wonder why you haven't. Find us wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hi, Nathan.
Hi, Katie.
How are you?
Fucking miserable. I'm
I'm
sick.
so
I'm sure you can hear it.
sorry. No, I
Yeah.
don't think it sounds that bad. It might sound more clearly like you're sick now that we're on this together. But
Okay.
when you sent me a voice note earlier, I was like, I don't know. He sounds okay. And now I kind of hear like a little bit.
Yeah. Well, now I feel like it's sort of at a sexy point.
Yeah.
I've got that sort of like early Demi Moore buzz to my voice. But, as we go along, it'll get worse and worse. And then suddenly you'll be like, oh my God, RFK, is that you? Make America healthy again.
Scrolling through my feed, all I see is bullshit. Fake news, clickbait, gotta sift through all of it. Oh. Like share, retweet, trying to keep up with the trends, but it's all just a facade, man, it's all pretend. Online bullshit, that's all it is. You say you're living large, but I know it's just a myth. Online bullshit, can't you see? We're all caught up in the nonsense, it's time to break free.
Yeah, but you also have to like say like develop a stutter. But I don't think it's that he has a stutter. It's just
No.
that he like cannot get it out.
Oh, yeah. He has a spasmodic vocal
Oh,
cord
you know
disorder.
what it is. Okay.
Yeah, it's spasmodic. So it's like, I guess, like he just can't tighten the cords enough. Like the neurology doesn't just work. So he can't like tighten them enough to make a consistent sound.
Oh my God. I really feel
Yeah.
like I learned something.
Yeah, I think I learned that this morning
Wow.
from like a random podcaster or something.
Okay. Was it because you were worried you were going to become RFK?
RFK?
Like, sincerely.
No. I'm just addicted to my phone. So immediately upon waking, I need to know what is happening now in all four
okay.
corners of the earth. So that was just something that randomly popped up, probably on, I don't know, Brian Tyler Cohen or David Pakman or some shit that I listen to.
All right. That just leads me to think. You heard about the White House Correspondents' Dinner shooting, right?
I did, and my only reaction was like, another failure. Can somebody just finally do it?
Yeah, I think that a lot of the reactions have been weirdly like not surprised / they think it was planned. I don't see a reason for it to be planned. You know what I mean? Like none
Yeah.
of anything I've seen makes any sense, but also like the footage isn't like fun to watch or anything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So it's just kind of a confusing thing that allegedly happened, you know?
Yeah. The only reason that I would believe it was a setup, I mean, it seems like just the way it went down, it's like
Yeah.
it would have had to have been so perfectly executed by some of the stupidest people on earth. Like they can't run anything. Why could they run this operation to make it look like, an actual thing happened? Yeah. I don't trust their competence, first of all. But I
Okay.
do see that there might have been like a motivation in like, because there was probably a big pop in the polls during Butler. It gets all of MAGA, which is like, famously fracturing now, back around him, in a protective pose. It lets him talk about how the Democrats are, evil and want to kill you all.
Right.
So I can see like in terms of like him getting back to like his larger messaging that controls
That's
his
like
base.
where the idea would spring from.
Yeah. Because he is like he's he's in hot water right now.
Hair flip.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure. I know. And I don't really need to talk about it. I just wanted to know what you thought about the alleged shooting,
Oh, yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, I don't, the only most thing I know about it is that like it happened
Yeah.
and a lot of people think it was fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't even really seem worthy of talking about because I'll
I'm,
see random posts where people are like, here's the new thing that they do. I don't know if you
yeah.
see this. They're like,
Okay.
someone Googled the shooter's name in Israel several months ago. And I'm like, what? Okay.
Okay.
Okay. This is the new thing that they look for is like Google's in Israel for names that are new in the news.
You know
And
how
that
this is,
supposedly proves something.
sorry.
That's right.
This is so dangerous because it's like Pizzagate, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
now like conspiracy theorists are actively looking for
Mm-hmm.
reasons to form conspiracies, but in Israel. And, I don't know if you're aware of this. Listeners, I don't know if you know, but anti-Semitism
Mm-hmm.
has famously been something that's happened throughout history. And so
Yeah,
I
I
just
think
feel
it's on
like,
the
oh,
rise
now it's going to
again.
be anti-Jewish
Yeah.
conspiracies again.
Yeah. Well, it's
Yeah.
Jewish space lasers,
Yes,
like that's
exactly.
still
That
a
whole thing.
thing. Yeah.
God.
The Manosphere documentary is really interesting because for some reason, those guys who
Yeah.
are pumping each other up, um, you know, it's that thing that we studied last year, which is that the true sex gender in society that has a rough go of it are men.
Oh,
And so
yeah.
there are these influencers and they're all talking about this same shit. And for some
Yeah.
reason, they believe like there's a dark cabal of Jews or something in the middle of everything. It's weird how it
Yeah.
overlapped. Like all of a sudden at the end of the Manosphere documentary, they're like, yeah, also we hate the Jews. We hate the Jews. And it was like, what?
Yeah. George
Yeah.
Soros wants to destroy masculinity. It's so
Yeah.
fucking stupid. It's
Yeah.
so dumb. Ugh.
Yeah. So as the world goes down into a hell in a handbasket.
Hey, everybody. This is post podcast Nathan. And I realized when Katie asked me, do I have a rape fantasy? I quickly say yes, but I really didn't think about the magnitude of what I was saying there. And I explain a little bit later what I mean, and I take it back. I just want you guys to know beforehand, I make a mistake, and then I try to fix it. Okay?
Another
What are we doing up
terrible
here?
thing. Well, another
Uh-huh.
terrible thing. This is where our story starts, okay?
Okay.
Did you hear about that awful website called the Rape Academy?
Like in passing.
Yeah, me too. I didn't go
Yeah.
study it or anything. I didn't want to know.
No, it seemed unpleasant.
Yeah. But then
Yeah.
I would see little sprinklings of like, apparently this website that purports to be kind of like a place to go to get tips to like drug women and rape them. And then I guess,
I was like, tips on how to rape?
oh yeah.
Yeah, okay. God.
But then
ooh.
also I think they record it so like there's stuff to like watch too. And I wondered if there was just a lot of curiosity about what would be on this website, but they recorded that the amount of hits that it got in February. Okay.
Yeah.
So before the article that was written or the report on CNN came out, it had 68 million hits in the month of February.
Oh, okay.
So that doesn't, people kept arguing online, like, that doesn't mean 68 million people. That's just how many hits it got. I mean,
Yeah.
you're going to be looking up your websites one night and you're going to pass out and then you're going to need to look them up again the next day. You know what I mean?
Or you're going to like clear your cookies for some reason and then it's a new hit
Yeah.
or whatever, I got
Yeah.
a cough. Oh. Pardon me. I may have to do that throughout because talking is irritating. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, so this website, and we all like found out about it through this news report.
Uh-huh.
So our character story today, Therapy Jeff. He is on TikTok and on Instagram and Threads, I guess. And he makes different videos about, I'm sure he just chat GPTs different topics to talk about in a therapeutic
Yeah.
way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And he made a video about,
And wait, I just he is a therapist.
he is a therapist, yes.
Okay. All right.
I know. I was thinking at first I could just show you one of these TikToks that I sent to Emily Rose because he chimed in on the whole Taylor Frankie Paul Mormon wives abuse, like, because the video that came out, if you'll remember, was the woman assaulting the man, you know,
Yeah.
throwing chairs at him. And everyone online just really wanted it to be the man's fault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to complain about that, but like, that's not the footage that we saw, you know?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he had a take about that, and I thought we could watch that.
Yeah, let's watch that.
Screen, tiki-taki, share.
I need to talk about the reactive abuse argument that's been flooding the
Okay.
comments about Taylor Frankie Paul, because I think a lot of people are using a real clinical concept in a way that is possibly dangerous. First, what reactive abuse actually is. Reactive abuse is when an abuser deliberately provokes their victim until the victim reacts, usually with anger or aggression, and then the abuser points to that reaction as proof that the victim is actually a problem. It's a real thing. It happens. It's horrifying. And it requires one very specific ingredient, a documented pattern of the other person being the primary abuser. So before you apply that framework here, what specifically has Dakota done? Not he's emotionally unavailable, not he's sleeping with women in her friend group, not he's kind of a narcissist. What has he done that meets the clinical threshold for abuse? All those things are shitty and not okay behavior. But from what I have seen, I'm going to need more than that. Now,
So he's citing very
Yeah.
specific things that the fans bring up
Uh-huh.
as like reasons that it's actually Dakota and not Taylor who is the abusive one in the relationship. So apparently,
Yeah,
like from
yeah.
what we've seen on the show, Mormon Wives,
Uh-huh.
I guess he'll just bring things up on the show to like maybe instigate with
Yeah.
Taylor. And so
Oh,
he's
well, he said like Dakota might be emotionally unavailable, narcissistic, this and that, but is he the primary physical abuser? Is what I'm
right,
hearing. Yeah.
right. I just wanted to give some context about that, and I'll just
Yeah.
okay.
could we find out Dakota has been physically abusive too? Taylor's team is already claiming years of extensive mental and physical abuse. Maybe. I'm not here to exonerate Dakota. They could both be victims of abuse. But right now, we know for sure that Dakota is a victim of domestic violence. There are allegations going in both directions, and I will update my position if evidence surfaces. But right now, what we have on video and what she pled guilty to in court goes one direction, and that matters. But here's what I keep coming back to. He recorded it. He recorded it because he knew that without evidence, nobody would believe him. And he was right, because even with the video, people are still finding ways to make him the villain. It is rare that we witness a man be a victim of domestic violence. And in these moments, it's important that we don't imply he had it coming or deserved it, because that's exactly what stops other men from coming forward in similar situations. When a woman is the perpetrator, we don't ask what she did, we ask what was done to her first. And sometimes that's the right question, but sometimes it's just a way of avoiding what's right in front of us. I recognize this is coming from a man, but my own experiences with abusive women in my family have been minimized my entire life because of their gender. So this hits close to home. I believe women. I'm open to hearing more about Taylor's experience, but true feminism means holding people accountable regardless of gender. Reactive abuse is a real thing, and it's possible this is a case of that, but it's also becoming a get out of jail free card. And I think we owe it to every actual victim of reactive abuse to be a lot more careful about when we use it.
Yay! Honestly.
Yeah.
Yes. Like just a really great practical, level-headed take on a situation that just so quickly got fucking out of hand.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and that's what Emily Rose kept saying, right? Is like, well, the person that we saw doing abuse,
Yeah.
is Taylor. And so for everyone, it's like kind of another chance to have a conspiracy theory, I think, where it's like, you know what I actually think is going on behind the scenes, because
Yeah.
I'm really intuitive and blah, 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 is
Uh-huh.
that Dakota was doing all of this and he egged her on and he had his phone out so that he would have
Yeah.
evidence. And it's like, yeah, but we have the evidence,
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah, he did a really good job explaining from both angles,
Yeah. Yeah.
He's
Well, and I
not like
also like how
putting someone
he
down. He's
yeah,
like,
he
we should look at the evidence.
yeah, yeah, and he did bring up the fact, which I think is like a very good point, that like, as a man, woman's abuse towards you is very much played down.
Yeah.
And so I've experienced that. A lot of men
Uh,
have. So the fact that he would take out a camera to film it as it happened makes a lot of sense.
right. Like, and
Yeah.
if you're ever in a situation where you're going to need evidence, you're going to get your camera out. So it's like,
Yeah.
we're not going to point at everyone getting out a camera and say, well, they must have instigated this on purpose.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I've watched this guy before. I thought that he's explained, I guess, like different people's behaviors in a way that was educational, and he seems like a nice, like, safe presence, if you ask me. I
Yeah.
always thought
Yeah.
he seemed like a nice, good therapist. What do you
Yeah, and
think?
he uses like really accessible language, which I
Mm-hmm.
love. I don't
Yeah.
know. He's just like, he's very straightforward. He's very to the point, and I like it. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He also like paints his nails.
Oh, good for
And
him.
so I've seen people say like he comes off like he might be queer, but
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
maybe he wants to look like that because it makes. Here's the thing. Here's a great way to get women, right?
Uh-huh.
Appear to be like a safe person to talk to.
Well, why would we have to think that about him? I think he's great. And I don't want to go any further into this episode because his downfall is incipient. And I really like him. And I want to remember him as he was.
All right, let's stop then.
Bye, everybody. It's been a
Bye.
great show.
We
Bye.
know that he's getting canceled and we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Scrolling through my feed.
No, let me show
Sometimes it
you.
sucks. Sometimes it sucks.
Okay, I think this is the video that he's getting in trouble for.
Okay.
So, let's see if your opinion changes, shall we?
All right.
He just snapped is the most protective lie we tell about male violence. And the CNN piece about a rape academy proves it. So reporters spent months inside private online groups where men trade tips on drugging and raping their own wives. Recipes, specific doses, which sleeping pill leaves your system fastest, how to film it without her noticing. One guy was live streaming the assault of his unconscious wife for paying viewers at $20 a head. These men weren't snapping, they were enrolling. A French lawmaker called them rape academies because there is a curriculum, there is a study group, and some of these guys had been at it for years. One survivor said, "We worry about strangers in parking lots. We worry about who's walking behind us. We don't worry about who we sleep next to." And that's because of how scared we are of men just snapping, which does happen, but that narrative gives cover to the millions of abusive men who don't. Her husband of 16 years had been crushing their son's sleeping medication into her tea every night. They went to church together that morning. He came home, he made her tea. We've built a whole prevention culture around stranger danger and red flags on date one. But the men in this story were husbands of 20 years. Intimacy isn't a safety feature, it's actually a blind spot. The longer you've known someone, the harder it is to see them clearly. Pattern not be paranoia.
Well, that wasn't it. That was
No, 'cause
interesting.
it was interesting and like very alarming.
Okay, let me go to his page.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
Okay.
See, because people have been mad that he posted this video and then never took it down.
Okay.
And so maybe he did finally take it down.
Oh,
Hold,
do you think we can
please.
find a commentary one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or let me look at my threads,
Okay.
because that's where people, when I first discovered it, that's where they were really talking about it. And I was seeing all the different takes. Here we go. Yeah, it's gone. Oh, I got it.
Oh, you got it. I was looking on Reddit.
Yeah, that's where I ultimately found it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Here we go.
Okay.
If you're a man and you've ever had rape fantasies, let's talk. You probably saw that CNN story, the Rape Academy, men who found each other online and built a whole structure around planning and celebrating sexual assault. Those guys didn't come out of nowhere. They're the extreme end of something a lot of men carry privately and never say out loud, because saying it out loud feels like admitting that you are one of them. You're probably not, but you have to treat yourself as if you are, because the programming runs deep enough that none of us get to assume that we are the exception. I imagine all those dudes in the Rape Academy didn't think they were on the wrong end of the spectrum. I bet the millions of men who visited that site to watch the rapes told themselves they were just curious, just looking, not like the guys actually doing it. And the guys actually doing it probably told themselves something too, that she was into it, that it was a fantasy thing, that they weren't really those guys. Nobody thinks that they're the one, which is why I'm probably not that guy isn't a place to rest. It is a place to start paying attention. The cultural programming men absorb creates impulses along a spectrum. And we need to be able to look at that honestly. Porn scripts, the way desire gets tangled up with power, what you learn from other guys about what a no actually means, what got rehearsed in your head 1,000 times before you were old enough to question it. That to even be a man is to be masculine, which means you take what you want. Having the fantasy is not the same as acting on it. But what makes a man dangerous is what he does next. Does he feed it? Does he find other men who feed it with him? Does he rehearse it until it stops feeling like a fantasy and starts feeling like a plan? Or does he look at it, get curious about where it came from, notice it, not act on it, and not go looking for other men who will egg him on? The academy exists because most men never talk about this. That's the part we need to change. Also, just so you know, if you're a client of mine and you're telling me about these fantasies, I am not flinching, and I'm so glad you're talking to me about it.
Okay, what do you think?
What's the controversy?
Really?
Yep, I don't get it.
Okay.
It
So,
sounds totally reasonable to me.
have you ever had a rape fantasy?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I
Yeah.
think because he wrote, like, as he was posting the video, he wrote on Threads, is there no dedicated national helpline for men who are scared they might sexually assault their partner?
Yeah.
Or for anyone for that matter, like if they're experiencing an urge and are worried their fantasies are turning into plans, who can they call immediately? So that really pissed people off. And they were like, hey, they could call 911. And, you know, I'm not a man. I'm just going
Yeah.
to say that. I've also never had a rape fantasy. I don't even know how that would work. But I did see some clickbait title on an article a couple weeks ago, and I shared it on Instagram because it was about a woman who had these thoughts in her head and she wasn't sure if it meant she was a pedophile. And then you open the article and you read it, and it's very Maria Bamford, where
Okay.
Maria
It's like
Bamford,
intrusive.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
she details in her stand-up how she found out she has OCD because she'll have
Yeah.
these terrible thoughts.
Hi, my name is Maria Bamford, and I would like to make a 3-episode series so far about intrusive thoughts, OCD. What is that about? Have you ever had a creepy thought like, what if I licked a urinal? Or what if I pushed my mother into this bus despite the fact that I do not and have no plans, have never had plans to push my mother into this bus?
And
Yeah.
her example is always, I am thinking about cutting up my family and having sex with the pieces.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, because OCD, she calls it unwanted thoughts syndrome. And
Yeah.
it's just something that keeps coming into her head. And she's like, I don't want to think about this. And so this woman in this article was like, am I thinking about this because I might do it? And it's
Uh-huh.
like, no, actually the difference between like an OCD unwanted thought like that
Mhm.
and someone who's actually at risk, if you want to say quote unquote, of like
Yeah.
acting out a rape fantasy, those are like
Mhm.
two very different things.
Yeah.
So
Can
that's
I
what was
also
making people mad.
Yeah. No, and can I also backtrack? Because I thought it was like, it's actually, I don't have rape fantasies because I can't deal with the idea that I don't have consent. But I
Yeah.
do like have like some maybe extremely rough, sexy fantasies. But
Yeah,
like
and I think
not
that's
not in the
different.
absence of consent, which is different. Yeah.
Well, so
That I
he's
can't deal
talking
with.
about it in a way
Yeah.
that's like, this might be your fantasy, right? And the context of this rape academy is all about men like drugging women. And to me, like that's actual rape. Like a rape fantasy would be, I don't know, some kind of role play thing.
Exactly.
You
That's
know
what
what
I'm
I
thinking
mean?
of. It's more of a dominant submission sort of like scenario, as opposed to like
Yeah.
I actually want to like take advantage of someone and do violence to their body. You know,
Yeah, especially if
absolutely
they're
not.
like passed out on drugs, you
Oh
know?
God, no. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
so he's kind of normalizing the idea that you might feel compelled to do this. One, I think he makes a good
Yeah.
point where like you being interested in like, what does that mean? Let me go visit that website because I don't even know what
Yeah.
that is.
Uh-huh.
That's different than I feel compelled to do this and I'm going to study it. And
Yeah.
that's different than an unwanted thought.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, he does justify this, which
Mhm.
I think I'm not a cis white straight man. So I don't know if this is true, but in terms of like the idea that men have been indoctrinated into rape culture in such a
Mhm.
way
Right, right.
that they have developed this like understanding of sexuality that is ultimately rape based,
Right.
you know, that I can understand. So it's not like, I don't know if it's a problem
I know.
among the straights.
I was a little bit like, wow, I feel like this therapist is trying to understand where someone might be coming from, because someone in this situation, and what I'm saying is like who has an inclination to rape or something,
Yeah.
probably does need treatment.
Yeah.
And so who am I to say, hey, Jeff, stop telling these guys to get treatment? You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
No.
tell them to get treatment.
Exactly. Exactly.
Right.
I mean, at some point, y'all,
Mhm. Mhm.
we're going to have some kind of empathy for the rapists, for the narcissists, because it's like they might not be treatable, but they still are human beings, you know?
Yeah. Well, if someone comes and says, very honestly, this is what's going on and this is what I would like help with,
Yeah.
then someone
Yeah.
like Jeff is supposed to be there to help them.
Yeah.
know?
And also, it's like that is a person who has a conscience that does not want to hurt people, but has these urges,
Right.
as opposed to like a serial rapist or a psychopath who like really doesn't care and will act on anything. So
Right.
I think there is a difference there that needs to be observed. Why would we like just throw everybody away, especially people who are looking for help, like you said?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's where, when I was first looking at it, I was like, I don't know why everyone's freaking out so much. Honestly, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, they need treatment too, probably. This is not
Uh-huh.
an area that I'm well versed in at all. Then people started saying, oh, did you know that actually Therapy Jeff is a guy who is single? He dates women and he gets posted about a lot on the Are We Dating the Same Guy dating groups in different cities. I guess he's in Portland.
Oh, okay.
And generally, like, it's called Are We Dating the Same Guy? But that's to find out so, like, women can share stories about, like, this person is unsafe. So
Okay, yeah.
I came here to give everyone a heads up. So, like, if you're dating someone new, you could come check here and see, is the guy I'm about to go on a date with someone that people are raising red flags about? And apparently,
Okay. Yeah.
Therapy Jeff has come up there a number of times.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
So that starts
Interesting.
coming up.
Yeah.
Even one of our listeners sent me some screenshots, but I think that it's not really cool to go into these groups and take screenshots. So, like, these are very, like, tame things that aren't really
Yeah.
saying much. It's just like someone had written, what happened to the post about Jeff the therapist? Tried searching, but nothing is coming up. And then someone wrote, this is how I'm finding out that he's straight. Which, yeah, I mean, and then someone wrote, same
I
girl.
would not have assumed. I would not have assumed
No,
myself.
me
Absolutely not.
neither.
I do see him as like pansexual polyamorous.
Right.
He's got that
Right.
vibe. Yeah.
Then here's another one where someone said the Willamette Weekly just posted a promotional article about this guy whose name starts with J. He's been called out on this page multiple times, so this irks me. If you have any experience with him, please comment. Then another one, November of 2022. Hi all, regarding Therapy Jeff, I felt it necessary to delete the original post as it was not anonymous. It will be re-added later. Please be respectful of the creator's privacy. So then there's a bunch of comments. That's a huge bummer. I've always enjoyed his content, but everyone is capable of doing shitty things. I
Yeah.
missed the original post. What was the summary in terms of accusations? He was sleeping with 3 women at the same time and lying about it when confronted on several occasions. The original post was not to sway folks against enjoying his content, just a warning if anyone chooses to date the dirtbag. So I've seen that a lot too, where I guess he's not honest about what he wants. Like, he wants to date multiple people at once, but he lies to the women.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's not like
Right?
it's not a consensual polyamorous sort of thing. It's like, this is
Exactly.
how I roll. He's like pretending I want to be with you while
Yeah.
spreading his seed far and wide all across the nation.
Exactly.
Okay.
Then I had also seen someone posted a screenshot from one of his videos, like, so that
Yeah.
there's captions.
Uh-huh.
So it's just this, it's like a funny screenshot. I didn't see this video. I don't know when it was from, so I didn't find it. But he's saying people with anxious attachment styles are great in bed.
Okay. I mean,
Here-
is it just that he said it that is inappropriate?
Yeah. And it's just like he's getting canceled. And it's like, can you believe this guy ever said this? And
Yeah,
like me,
yeah.
you know, he does a lot of clickbaity, like headline grabby ways that he starts his video. So I'm wondering
Yeah.
if that's kind of how that started. But, you know, there's a lot of stuff that makes him look not so good.
Yeah. But I mean, honestly, are we looking for if we're looking for a perfect person, a perfect content creator who is endlessly entertaining, always right, and has the best, most
Yeah.
like church-going personal life, we're not going to get it. So, going forward, everybody,
Yeah.
internet world, we have to decide on a bunch of parameters for what kind of shittiness we will and will not accept.
Well, okay. Let's let's go play another TikTok.
Okay.
Because someone had written something like, hey, give me, hey men, give me the tips for like, what do you like a girl to do when she's giving you a blowjob? Okay.
Okay. Oh
And he
no.
commented from his therapy page.
Oh wow. Okay. I mean, that's the bridge too far for me.
So I found this woman's TikTok and I thought she did a good job explaining like what was wrong with
Okay.
him writing this.
Okay.
But I'll be damned if I don't call out a nice guy on some bullshit. For those of you who don't know, this is Therapy Jeff. He's got 3 million followers on this app alone. And he's made himself kind of be a safe space. And his demeanor is like very kind and kind of shy. But he put something pretty rough out on Threads from his public page, which is why I want to talk about it. And I think there's a much deeper conversation that needs to be had rather than, holy shit, I can't believe he just posted that. So a woman online posed the question asking about techniques about a certain thing you can do with a man, and Therapy Jeff was more than happy to give her some advice. You will not believe what he said. Again, pause to read because I like literally can't
Okay, I'm gonna
stand
read
to
it.
be next to it.
Okay.
She says, men and people with penises, what's your favorite hand job technique as a receiver? And Therapy Jeff writes,
Okay.
there's technique, but honestly, a lot of it is the whole vibe. If you're leaning over me, looking a little wrecked and hungry for it, acting confident, playful, and a little bossy, that really does it for me. Technique-wise, the tip is the most sensitive and pleasurable, so tease that spot for a while. Run your full hand over it a few times. When I start getting close, move faster and focus on the tip. When I'm done, it's fun to see you feeling really pleased with yourself. And then I remember he followed it up really quickly with like, don't forget about the butthole. Sorry,
Well, I am
such a child.
fapping over here. I am fapping the day away. You read that. First of all, you read that so sexily.
Thank you.
And also just the eroticism. What the fuck is he doing? Come on.
Well, it's to write it from this account. This is what I've seen people say.
Yeah.
And then to put it in the second person, which is honestly a whole vibe. If you're leaning over me looking a little wrecked. Okay, honestly, I don't know what wrecked means. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But I have seen people point out that it's a little bit misogynistic or something. I think this woman goes on to explain, but it's like the way that he wants to look down at the woman, and he puts this woman in the second person. Like I said, he's not talking about tips. He's talking about like you and me to this person from a handle called Therapy Jeff, where it's like, hey man, we're used to seeing you in a different scenario, not you telling us how you want us to blow you.
Yeah. It's a really sleazy come on by a guy who's like completely tone deaf as to like why this is inappropriate in this space.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I think it would have been different if it wasn't from Therapy Jeff. You know, like maybe it could have been from Jeff, the regular guy, if he had a different account or something.
Yeah. Or even be like, this is my sex account. Fine. Just tell us what's going to go down there.
Sex with Jeff. Sex Jeff.
Sex Jeff. Yeah.
This is Sex Jeff now.
Yeah.
Let's see what she says.
So I'm going to talk about a topic I'm not totally comfortable with, but I'll be damned if I don't call out a nice guy on some bullshit. For those of you who don't know, this is Therapy Jeff. He's got 3 million followers on this app alone, and he's made himself appear to kind of be a safe space, and his demeanor is like very kind and kind of shy, but he put something pretty rough out on Threads from his public page, which is why I want to talk about it. And I think there's a much deeper conversation that needs to be had rather than, holy shit, I can't believe he just posted that. So a woman online posed the question asking about techniques about a certain thing you can do with a man, and Therapy Jeff was more than happy to give her some advice. You will not believe what he said. Again, pause to read because I literally can't stand to be next to it. But it's not the more graphic parts I want to talk about, so hold on. Much better. So let's talk about what Therapy Jeff told this woman when she was simply asking about techniques. I feel like she opened the door and he busted through that thing. So she specifically said techniques, right? This is what he says. A lot of this is a whole vibe. If you're leaning over me looking a little wrecked and hungry for it. I don't know about you, but a man telling a woman she needs to look wrecked doesn't give me the best vibe. Additionally, he said, act confident, playful, and a little bossy. And then at the end, he said, it's fun to see you feeling really pleased with yourself. This doesn't feel like a man giving advice. This feels like a man graphically talking about a fantasy, right? This reads like smut. It doesn't read like something your therapist is telling you. But I want to take it past the boundary pushing, which I do feel like this is. I want you to think about what he's asking specifically, because this is what's alarming to me. All of these are requests for women to be performative. To act
Performative.
a part.
That's what
Okay.
it is. Yeah.
You know what? My issue is that he did it at all.
Yeah.
And that he did it in a way that was like graphic and implicated the questioner by the use of the second person. I think that's creepy.
This is Mike Bolo of Lexicon Valley.
And I'm Bob Garfield. Are you one of those people who sometimes uses words?
Do you communicate or acquire information with, language?
Hey, us too. So join us on Lexicon Valley to chew over the history, culture, and many mysteries of English, plus some wisecracks.
Find us on one of those apps where people listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
But honestly, it's like in terms of like, she's now talking about how the content of the sexual fantasy says all this stuff about him. I'm sorry. Am I alone in thinking that it's like objectification with consent is super hot?
I just keep hearing the bangs of the microphone.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let
Um,
me move it.
Oh, no, I think it's when you hit the table, right?
Oh, sorry. I'm getting very passionate.
I think it's just the fact that he did it from his therapy account.
I
think
mean,
that's
it's
all.
egregious. It's totally wrong. But I mean, she's also, I don't know, just in terms of her commentary, I'm like,
Oh, okay.
of the actual fantasy itself, I'm like, we don't need to go there. It's wrong already. So
Yeah.
let's leave
yeah.
it there,
I
he
do think
shouldn't-
some
yeah.
people need it to be broken down for them, though. you
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
know?
Yeah.
So then I see some other posts on Threads. He has a podcast, Therapy Jeff, and he has a book about dating. He likes to talk about dating, and it sounds like he is out there dating.
Uh-huh.
I don't know. So this guy, Surat Comedy and Arts, writes.
Okay.
I guess I just screenshot one I thought it was interesting, but he had already said, then I found his podcast. The advice was laughable.
Oh my God.
Often coming across as manipulative or downright narcissistic. There's a fine line between self-love and self-obsession. So I stopped listening. I had forgotten I was even following him until yesterday. I sprinted to unfollow and block him on all platforms after reading how he conflated intention, intrusive thoughts, and fantasy. It's absolutely irresponsible for anyone to do so, let alone a therapist. It's damaging to OCD sufferers who sometimes battle very dark, often misunderstood intrusive thoughts. And the timing, holy hell. The tone deafness, the main character energy of platforming bad ideas amidst the uproar from the web over the rape planning chat was astounding. He shouldn't have a license. He shouldn't have a platform. There were many other concerns raised about about him. Concerns I missed prior to yesterday. A therapist should not be creepy and overtly sexual with their replies. A therapist should not offer the kind of advice he's offering. To make matters worse, multiple practicing therapists tried to reason with him in the comments. He simply doubled down and ignored the peer-reviewed research they cited in pointing out the flaws in his thinking. On top of that, it seems there are also significant concerns about his personal relationship history. At the end of the day, we need to strip him of every follower. He's a piss poor therapist and clearly not on the side of victims. The narrative he constructed danced dangerously close to the fringes of therapy, where a very small number of therapists rationalize a litany of sexual assaults as some sort of sexual orientation. Well, yeah, I don't know about that, but
Yeah.
what were you going to say?
Just that, yes, obviously, this man is a shit, and I'm not gonna do anything to defend him. But like, when this kind of shit goes down, and it always goes down, like this, like person, this commenter that you're reading from, I'm like, why can't you just choose not to listen, and then trust the fellow adults around you to make their choice? To or to not listen to this person.
Because
Do you know
it's
what I
so
mean?
fun
It's
to
like,
cancel people.
I guess, but it's just like, we've got to take this person down. It's like, Jesus Christ, don't you have anything better to do with your life?
No, I just think that, I don't know, maybe this is like triggering for that person. And then they're like, I'm just going to go in on this content creator. I don't know.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just sick of content creators and their, like, the rage against their drama that we all have to go through. Like, it's just,
Oh, yeah.
now I feel like the outrage is performative. I really do.
Here's my question.
Yeah.
And it's also based on this other thread. The whole situation is reminding me of when I read Shannon Thomas's book, Healing from Hidden Abuse. ... Narcissists are often drawn to being a therapist.
Okay.
Anytime there's a therapist on TikTok or something
Yeah.
and they get really big,
Uh-huh.
I don't know. Is that a red flag? Because I think he's a practicing therapist, but to me, it seems odd to be a therapist and then want to be a content creator who talks about therapy stuff.
That is a really excellent point. And that is where he's like, he so quickly went over the line. If he's going to be in this therapy space where he's talking about like human behavior in the context of like pop culture or whatever, the news, then he should really stick with that, because it's like, you know, he is acting in a professional sense. So all that sexy crap, which is fucking nightmarish, you give that up. You don't get to do that anymore, or you do it under a different identity.
Well, yeah, that, but also like I've seen people say anytime there's a therapist who's like really big on social media, like that itself is a red flag.
Well, yeah. I mean, I understand the idea that like a therapist would be narcissistic, because like, to me, only a narcissist would think I can help everybody who walks through my door, and I know enough for them to help them. I don't know. It just seems like the initial choice is a narcissistic one in a way. Or some people want to help each other. But
you're supposed to mostly like listen, you know? I feel like when I think of a narcissist, it's that they're doing a lot of talking. And that is what a content creator is.
yes, I see what you mean. Yeah, because I always forget that like some people get into the health professions because they truly love helping people. And that's not something I can generally understand ever wanting to do. So, yeah, no, I love people who love to go in the helping professions. Not for me. But the fact that they would like, they're so bored just listening to people that they need to like pontificate online, that makes a lot of sense.
Right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, to me, it just seems like the idea of being a therapist and then the idea of being a TikToker don't like go together. And there was this one woman who was purported to be a therapist who wanted to go live with Kendra, who fell in love with her psychiatrist. You know, and she was really kind of just like enabling her and excusing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was mostly for clout, but it was like, hey girl, you know, you are a therapist. So you did like learn some shit about how you need to help people and not be someone who's contributing to their downfall.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
So
I mean,
I
but
don't
there are
know.
like a lot of, but there are a lot of people who are just like, there are those people who maybe it's more like people with clinical psychology background who like get on and they explain different concepts.
Oh, I think that
Kind of,
there's some
yeah,
are really great, but I think
yeah,
maybe this guy, he's getting that content creator disease
yeah.
where he's obsessed with and he loves his own farts. You know,
Uh-huh.
he loves
Yeah,
to
yeah,
smell
yeah.
his own farts.
Yeah, honestly, like this, I don't know. I hate society today. I really do.
I know.
I can't even articulate.
Well, I didn't feel the need to block this guy. Like, I want to
Uh-huh.
see what else he says. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, he
yeah.
came on and he made an apology. I don't know if you want to just
Hmm.
watch that really quick and see if you
Okay, yeah,
think
let's
he's
watch
being
that.
sincere. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Once again, in my notes, I forgot I have notes. His apology. Here we go. He's just always doing the same thing. Okay.
I want to talk about my post on Threads earlier this week asking where men could call if they were worried they might sexually assault their partner. I posted that the same week the CNN investigation came out about the global network of men who drug and rape their wives. To anyone who read my post and felt hurt or unseen by it, I hear that, and you're right to be angry. Instead of centering survivors, I centered the internal experience of the men who might do the harming. I applied a framework that shifted attention toward the man rather than grounding it in the impact on the woman he might hurt. Men do this. I did this here. I was wrong, and I'm very sorry. I also got the clinical substance wrong, and I want to be specific about that part. My framing treated sexual assault like an intrusive thoughts problem. The research shows that it's driven by entitlement and deliberate choices rather than thoughts someone is trying to resist. I misapplied an OCD treatment framework to a completely different issue, and I was out of my scope. While it's my responsibility, I didn't catch this on my own. Commenters and other creators took the time and effort to educate me. That labor mostly came from women and from survivors. I'm really grateful you shared that with me. I read what you wrote, and I'm still learning from it. I also want to name that for many of you, I've been a therapist you trusted. The work I do centers on creating safe spaces, whether that's in an office or online. That's not something I take lightly. I crossed a line in how sexually explicit I was in a recent post. While that alone was inappropriate, I also didn't take into account how hurtful this was given everything that's going on. I reinforced dynamics that harm people and make them feel unsafe. It was a gap in judgment. It was not appropriate. I'm really sorry. I take seriously the fact that you spoke up when I got this wrong. I am not going to shy away from that. It's how I do better.
I don't like this person, but I'm like, why can't, does talking about it, not even like the men's perspective, but the societal thing that might cause a man to have a rape fantasy for their intimate partner, can we not talk about that as well as talking about the victim impact on the woman? I feel like, what the fuck? Oh my God. I just feel like it's like, oh, we're not going to like want to learn everything we can possibly learn. We just want to stay in this narrow lane of discourse. I don't like that. I feel like that is something that needs to be talked about as well.
Mm-hmm.
Do you disagree?
I'm reacting to the microphone sounds.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's that you
Maybe I
want to
haven't got
hit
this-
surfaces. You want to
I
hit
know.
the surface. And then it reverberates. And I'm like,
Yeah.
how's this going to
I'm
sound?
sorry. You just looked like absolutely miserable while I was doing that whole little monologue. And so I was like, she thinks I'm an awful man.
Well, no.
Okay.
I don't. As I said, I was like, when I saw his first video, I was like, I don't know, maybe he does have a point. And, maybe the people getting upset are upset for a good reason, but they're not really thinking about, I don't know, what he could actually be doing good here.
Yeah.
And like he said, he conflated these two ideas that aren't the same. It just seems like maybe this day and age, you just have to be really specific about what it is that you mean.
You know, because I also like, I understand, like, I just have an understanding that intrusive thoughts about like rape and murder and like all those like things, like you said, that Maria Bamford is like gonna, you know, cut them into
Yeah.
chunk and then have sex with the chunks. I
Yeah.
understand that that's like, I don't know. I didn't get that that's what he was talking about. You know,
Oh, I guess
I
it's
didn't get
like,
that conflation.
it sounded a little bit like if these are thoughts that are entering your head and you don't really know where they're coming from. And then, like you said, well, rape culture. So maybe it's
Yeah.
just coming from culture. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, that's a huger problem that no one knows how to address. And if they do, it's like, well, it's so big. How do you tackle it? Right.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it could have been several different things. So people were like, wait a second, do you know what the difference is? And shouldn't you know as a therapist?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's why I'm saying, like, I'm just going to keep an eye on this guy. I'm keeping an eye
Yeah.
on him.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, what do you think of when you read the comment that where the person had listened to their podcast, his podcast,
Uh-huh.
and
Well,
found,
I thought about going and listening to his audiobook too.
oh, he's got an audiobook as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Wow. Okay.
It's about
Do we
dating. Do
really
you want to
do
listen
we
to
need? Yeah. Okay.
It's on Spotify.
Okay. Awesome.
I don't know. So what was your question that I didn't listen to?
Oh no, I just wanted to like, because the thing is, it's like, sure, like I just don't like getting the perspective on his content through someone else. You know,
I
it's
know,
like
I
I'd ra-
know.
yeah,
We'd have to
yeah, because
spend
it's
so
like,
long, like, really looking at, and he's very prolific. He's got a lot
yeah, yeah,
of stuff he's putting out there. So I
yeah,
question whether he's treating patients at all. Apparently, he does have
uh-huh,
an active LPC license.
okay,
Licensed,
yeah,
licensed puss. Um,
a licensed puss. He has a licensed puss.
yeah.
Yes.
But you know, we just I wanted you to tell me what you thought, because I do think that there's nuance here.
I do too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of heavy topics. And so I
Yeah,
understand the outrage, but then I think, well, we just need to like be able to break it down. And, you know, neither one of us are geniuses. So I'm just
yeah.
interested to like present the information and see what people say, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it is because I find myself as like we're going through it, I'm like changing my mind about things and
Yeah.
being like,
Uh-huh.
oh, now I'm going to look like a real jerk. But
Yeah.
I've said what I said and it's my journey.
Right.
But, you know, because honestly, just in terms of my moral ledger, okay, he misspoke about the intrusive thoughts versus
Uh-huh.
the other, you know, other thing, the sociocultural conditioning part of it. Fine, okay, clarify.
Mm-hmm.
The sexy second person response to that
Mm.
question, which was, you know, did ask specifically for that information. However, the way he approached it and the fact that he, as a person in the therapy space, actually like answered it in the first place
Mm-hmm.
is like that for me, because it's right in front of me, is the worst thing right now.
Mm.
And then when you have the reports of him like, you know, dating many different women throughout the USA, well, that's first of all, that's like, okay, so he's shitty in his personal life. What do I do with that?
But also, like, the things that women were saying weren't, it's like when Me Too happened, it became like, well, how bad is it real? You know, is he up here with Harvey Weinstein, or is he down here with Aziz Ansari, where he's got ideas that you don't like,
Yeah.
but he didn't
Well,
force you to do anything? You know what I mean? Like, I
yeah.
don't
Well,
know, because the
I
power
mean, to me,
dynamic
it's
too.
Yeah, but to me, it's just like, okay, but we don't know the details of these relationships.
No, we don't know
what he's saying
anything.
versus what they're hearing. So it's just like, to me, I need more information about those instances to
Right.
like really
And
think about them.
a question I have too is if you're a content creator and you have millions of followers, are you just sort of more likely to end up on these who are we dating the same guy pages because people know who you
Yeah.
are?
Uh-huh. Yeah, true.
I don't know.
And you know, honestly, you never really do know what people's fucking motivations for doing anything is. So it's like, you know,
Right.
one might be true, and then somebody might be like, "Oh, I'm bored. I'm gonna pile on this." You know, I'm not trying to excuse him, but it's just like it's paltry evidence in that
Well, it's
direction
the
of his
same.
like, you know, misbehavior.
It's the same as what he was saying about Taylor Frankie Paul, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Where we saw Taylor be the aggressive one throwing chairs,
Uh-huh.
you know? So we have that evidence documented.
Yeah.
So then for people to want to just go in on Dakota and like even Therapy Jeff said, we don't know if Dakota's a real shitbag too. Maybe he is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we saw this. So like
Uh-huh. Exactly.
we only know this, really.
Yeah.
And what we saw, maybe we can just move on with what we know about that and not, I don't know. This right now, this guy is just a content creator to me. I don't know if he's treating anyone actually. And I
Yeah.
don't know if he's good at it or if he's like a covert narcissist, you know?
Uh-huh.
I've seen a lot of
Yeah.
ideas thrown out there, and I think it's interesting to explore these ideas.
Yeah, no, I think it is interesting to explore the like my question is it's like what are we expecting nowadays from people who make entertainment? Once upon a time,
Well, they have to be perfect.
exactly.
Yeah.
And once upon a time it was just like you were an actor, you were a producer, you were a film studio executive doing your job, having your private life. And like I guess it's always been that performers or a content creator of some kind's private life has to feed into their work. But I don't know. Why can't we just like compartmentalize a little bit more instead of like this parasocial thing, just like the expectation of a parasocial
Yeah.
relationship? Like, just stop it. Stop it. Get what you can from this person. And unless it's like super egregious, I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just so sick of like this. I'm just so sick of it.
Nathan didn't
I'm
wanna-
struggling.
he didn't want to
Yeah.
come today.
What?
I think you just don't. I think you want to go to bed. I think you
I
just want
think
to
I
go
want to go to bed.
and go to
yeah.
bed.
I think I want to go to bed. I can't think about this today. Yeah.
Oh, but
Because I've
let's
got
tell.
the croup.
Yeah, everybody.
Yeah.
Nathan sang too much on Friday because he's a singer, and we're gonna go to CrimeCon in May. So
yes.
we
Oh,
wanna
and it's going
hear-
to be around my birthday. So it'll also
Yes.
be a birthday weekend in Vegas with true crime. Yay.
And we want to hear what you guys think. Ta-da.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
I guess
Bye,
it'll be like-
everybody.
Come join our Patreon. Come follow us on Instagram. Come discuss this episode on Reddit. We'll see you there.
Yeah.
Scrolling through my feed, all I see is bullshit, fake news, clickbait. Gotta sift through all of it. I share, retweet, trying to keep up with the trends, but it's all just a facade, man. It's all pretend. Online bullshit, that's all it is. You say you're living large, but I know it's just a myth. Online bullshit, can't you see? We're all caught up in the nonsense. It's time to break free. don't pretend. All my bullshit, that's all it is. You say you're living large, but I know it's just a myth. All my bullshit, can't you see? We're all caught up in the nonsense. It's time to break free.
Hi, this is Alex Kantrowitz. I'm the host of Big Technology Podcast, a longtime reporter and an on-air contributor to CNBC. And if you're like me, you're trying to figure out how artificial intelligence is changing the business world and our lives. So each week on Big Technology, I bring on key actors from companies building AI tech and outsiders trying to influence it, asking where this is all going. They come from places like NVIDIA, Microsoft, Amazon, and plenty more. So if you want to be smart with your wallet, your career choices, in meetings with your colleagues, and at dinner parties, listen to Big Technology Podcast wherever you get your podcasts.
I drive my bus in a busy city. That's why road safety is so important to me. I know that I must slow down and be extra careful when I make a wide turn. Buses need more room than cars. Everyone can help keep our roads safe. Next time you're driving, remember to give buses plenty of time and space to finish turning before driving ahead. Let's all plan to share the road safely. Learn how at www.sharetheroadsafely.gov.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.